I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Roll call.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Here.
Mr. Barajas?
Here.
Ms. Galvin?
Here.
Mr. Romero?
Here.
Mr. Thornton? Mr. Treehill?
Here.
Madam Mayor?
Here. Can I get an approval of the agenda as is?
I motion we approve the agenda as is for June 4th, 2025.
Do we remember what we did discuss at the last meeting? Or
It's all on here.
okay. Secondly,
Roll call.
Mayor Pro Tem?
What is this for?
The approval of the agenda.
Yes.
Mr. Barajas?
Yes.
Ms. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Romero?
yes,
Mr. Treehill?
Yes.
I was reading.
Is this a new ordinance or is it just updated?
The adoption.
What adoption?
All this? No. On the final. Here. And then the rest. Piece of this. Did you guys bring lunch?
You mean dinner?
That's why it was postponed last time.
Okay, so under old business, ordinance 288, an ordinance updating the 2018 International Building Codes, an ordinance of the Board of Trustees of the Town of Aguilar, Colorado, amending Chapter 18 Building Regulations of the Town of Aguilar Municipal Code in adopting by reference the International Building Code of the International Code Council 2018 edition, the National Electrical Code of the National Fire Protection Association, NFPA current state adopted edition, International Mechanical Code of the International Code Council 2018 edition, International Plumbing Code of the International Code Council 2018 edition, International Fire Code of the International Code Council 2018 edition. Whereas the town desires to adopt the 2018 International Building Code, the 2018, the current state adopted edition of the National Electrical Code, the 2018 International Mechanical Code, the 2018 International Plumbing Code, the 2018 International Fire Code, and whereas all codes shall be adopted by reference, and whereas notice of the public hearing was published in a newspaper of general circulation once at least 15 days preceding the hearing and once at least 8 days preceding it. Now therefore be it ordained by the Board of Trustees of the Town of Aguilar Los Animas County, Colorado, Section 1, Chapter 18, Article 2, Section 18-21 of the Aguilar Municipal Code is revised to read as follows. You want me to read all that? Section 18-21, adoption pursuant to Title 31, Article 16, Parts 1 and 2, CRS. There is adopted by reference to 2018 International Building Code, IBC, promulgated and published as such by the International Code Council, 4051 West Flossmoor Road, Country Club Hills, Illinois, 6478-5795. This code includes comprehensive provisions covering building regulations, including regulations concerning erection, constructions, enlargements, alterations, repair, moving, removal, conversion, demolition, occupancy, equipment, use, height, area, and maintenance of buildings or structures in the city, providing for the issuance of permits and collection of fees, therefore, and providing penalties for the violation thereof, and for enforcement of this chapter and the building codes by the building official. The code presents in a compact and concise manner national test material and special design standard. It deals with tests of combustibility of various materials in buildings, grading of lumber, cement, aggregate, steel, material specifications, specification, roof and foundation standards, sprinkler systems and doors, bonding agents, soil testing methods, and other building standards. Section 2, Chapter 18, Article 3, Section 18-41 of the Aguilar Municipal Code is revised to read as follows. Section 18-41, adoption, the National Fire Protection Association Standard Number 70, were after known as the National Electrical Code, published by the National Fire Protection Association, Battery March Park, Quincy, Massachusetts, 02169-7471, is hereby adopted by reference as the Town of Aguilar Electrical Code as if fully set out in the ordinances codified herein, with the additions, deletions, insertions, and changes as follows. And such adoption is to have the same force and effect as if set forth herein in every particular. The effective addition of such National Electrical Code shall be the addition currently adopted by the State Electrical Board Division of Professions and Occupations, Department of Regulatory Agencies, as updated every 3 years. The effective date of the enforcement of the electrical code shall be 1 year after the state has adopted the latest edition. The purpose and subject matter of the National Electrical Code includes minimum regulations for the practical safeguarding of persons and property from the hazards arising from the use of electricity, and minimum standards relating to the installation of electrical conductors and equipment within or public and private buildings and other structures, including mobile homes, recreational vehicles, and floating dwelling units, and other premises such as yards, carnivals, parking, and other lots, and industrial substations. The National Electrical Code provides the issuance of permits, inspections, and collections of fees thereof, except as otherwise provided herein. The National Electrical Code is adopted in full, including the outline of contents index, and all appendices thereto. A copy of the provisions of the National Electrical Code currently adopted by the State Electrical Board is available for public inspection during regular business hours at the State Electrical Board office at the Division of Professions and Occupations, Departments of Regulatory Agencies, 1560 Broadway, Suite 1350, Denver, Colorado, 80202. In addition, at least one copy of the edition of the National Electrical Code currently adopted by the State Electrical Board has been and is now on file in the town building department and may be inspected during regular business hours. Section 3, Chapter 18, Article 4, Section 18-61 of the Aguilar Municipal Code is revised to read as follows. Section 18-61, adoption pursuant to Title 31, Article 16, CRS, there is hereby adopted the 2018 International Mechanical Code published by the International Code Council, 4051 West Flossmoor Road, Country Club Hills, Illinois, 60478-5795. Section 4, Chapter 18, Article 4, Section 18-81 of the Aguilar Municipal Code is revised to read as follows. Section 18-81, adoption pursuant to Title 31, Article 16, CRS, there is adopted the 2018 International Planning Code published by the International Code Council, 4051 West Flossmoor Road, Country Club Hills, Illinois, 60478-5795, Section 5, Chapter 18, Article 4, Section 18-101 of the Aguilar Municipal Code is revised to read as follows. Section 18-101, adoption. A certain document, one copy of which is on file in the office of the town, being marked and designated as the International Fire Code 2018 edition, includes all appendix chapter C, International Fire Code, Section 101, 2018 edition, as published by the International Code Council, is hereby adopted as the fire code of the town, regulating and governing the safeguarding of life and property from fire and explosion, hazardous arising from the storage, handling, and use of hazardous substances, materials, and devices, and from conditions hazardous to life or property in the occupancy of building and premises as herein provided, providing for issuance of permits and collection of fees thereof. Therefore, and each and all of the regulations, provisions, penalties, conditions, and terms of said fire code on file in the office of the town are hereby referred to, adopted, and made a part of as if fully set out herein.
That's a lot to read.
Jeez, you're introduced, read, and passed on first. Okay, so now the board has to vote on it.
Could you read it again?
Can you read it again?
Now, I motion we go with this then. Or we accept it. Ordinance number 288.
Second.
Roll call.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes.
Mr. Rojas,
Yes.
Ms. Galvin,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Trejo.
Yes.
Can they write it next time in layman's terms?
If they know not to building code.
It has to be ordered, so.
I've got a question to ask Bill.
Go ahead.
The signatures for the town of Aguilar, signatures for the town of Aguilar, this sheet here,
Town clerk.
Sarah Forrest, city clerk. Shouldn't that be,
Deputy. Well, on the final ones, I'll have him correct it, because he wrote it, see how, and then we send it back to him anyway. And then he signs it.
okay, thank you.
Then we're gonna have to, can you download it, or you have to work? Oh, well, if we have to have hard copies, we also have to vote to order the 2018 International Fire Code and the National Electrical Code. That's it.
I was able to download the plumbing one and the
Okay,
building code, but I can't do.
they're right there.
I've been able
Those
to
are the
find
ones
those.
on the back.
So we need to have the electric code, the fire code.
Yeah, but she downloaded the other ones.
Yeah, I was
It's
able to
these
get the
two
plumbing
that
code,
we have to
Oh,
order.
Okay.
but I couldn't find these two on there anywhere to.
And then so, it's loose leaf that we're gonna have, correct? Right there,
Mhm.
not paperback.
Because
This one comes
it
in loosely.
changes, right? So it'd be better to have a loose leaf, wouldn't it?
Right,
I don't think the electrical one is loosely.
now it just shows it paperback, but I guess you could check to see.
And we can't order these together, huh? Because there's one in here that,
It doesn't look like,
mhm.
wait, no. Cause it's got something else where it says bought together.
Yeah. I don't know.
One of them's a loose leaf and the other one's paperback, but I guess you could look in to see if we find it in loose leaf. You might be able to order it from wherever
We can
this,
try.
I can look.
yeah.
Might be able to use the bookstore in Fuller.
Maybe,
Orange and Woodford.
and or order it from there,
Maybe.
maybe. Okay, so she will order the books. And she's gonna check to see if we get the other one, the electrical code in loose leaf also. Instead of paperback.
Do you motion to buy the stuff yet?
No, we haven't. Gonna check in the prices first and then.
We're good?
Mhm.
Okay, let's move on to the next one, assist training. Okay, the program that we have is not up to date. It's not, what I'd like is for them to train the two ladies in the assist program and download whatever's missing on the program.
Is that this?
Mhm.
And that be done on site?
Yes, and I don't know if they'll send somebody or they'll do it online, but they both, with all the stuff that was missing for audits and stuff. This program offers it. And therefore, they've not been able to use it properly because they don't have it downloaded properly. And in order to get these services, it's $3,900. And that trains the both of them.
You need to take part of it. So how long is this, is this something that has to be paid every single year, this amount?
No,
No, this is just a one time?
they actually think that maybe it might have not been downloaded properly.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are there,
because this program has a lot to offer. This is the one that, in past, when we first started back in August, September, where about switching over to the lady in, Levita, but everything just isn't on there. So, they've had to call and ask, and then we found out that it wasn't done correctly. And they're, willing to train the girls.
So do we have enough, and this may be not the right question, but do we have enough, space?
On the computers, I believe we do.
I think what the issue is that some of the way the GL and things were set up in the assist program aren't set up correctly. So we need to be showed how to set them up correctly. Like Sarah was looking at something, and the way it's being entered, it's debiting and crediting, so washing it out. And I don't remember exactly, it was LEAP or something.
It was the LEAP program, so
Yeah.
when she posted LEAP payments, and then she posted, and then they just,
And then we had a problem where, like, if we took business and animal licenses, Sarah would run the payment, but then when I was issuing the licenses, it was doubling the payment. So basically, what I believe they told Sarah was that when these things were set up by here in the office, they were done incorrectly. So we need somebody to get on there, show us how to
do the
use.
program.
And a lot of the programs we didn't work with, that was stuff the administrator did. So there's a lot of things I don't know about the budget, how to work the program. So we're not getting any new modules. It's the same stuff. We're just wanting to make sure that we have everything set up correctly, and then also be trained on how to use some of the things we've never used before. And I believe a lot of it's to do with the GL, the cash control, how to make those use all of them. So then what our bank account balances show is shown what we print out from the assist system to you guys, which is before everything, there was a discrepancy, nothing matched with the actual bank statement. And it's because assist wasn't set up correctly, and we're not using a lot of the stuff on there to make it match up. So
A couple of times they actually had to give them credit because the payments didn't post. And so when they were doing their paperwork and whatnot, then they caught it. So then they contacted Assist, and then it turned out that it wasn't giving us credit on that account or whatever it was. But it's been fixed, and they gave us the credit. And that's why we're wanting to address these issues, and they both be trained properly on the program.
I think that would be great. If it's gonna update everything and download correctly,
Yes,
it would make hopefully the billing go a lot smoother.
right. And the cash control, the GL, the general ledger, everything. So we just want to be trained so we know how to use it. Like, for instance, I was trying to do the gas tax, add the state sales tax to the bills myself. I'm not sure exactly how. I couldn't find a help video on their website, so I messed up. I made one minor little change, and it messed up my bills, which is why the bills were a day late, because I had to have them come and help me fix it because I wasn't sure what I did. But there's a lot to assist that I've never used. So to use it and utilize everything, we need to be trained on it.
All right, so go for it. Update it, get the training that you need to make your job easier.
Okay, that's first. Number one, public administration project management services. Is that software, the update, or what?
yes. The first one, Sarah.
Is that what that is? The software and the updates?
And then the training.
And then
I
the
see the
training.
second one is training, but I'm wondering where the software updates are coming in.
That's the one where I told you that they will update whatever needs.
No, I understood what you said, but Public Administration Project Management Services. That doesn't say anything about program updates or updates to the program. Unless they know that that's what that means, right?
Yeah.
To me, that doesn't mean that.
I don't know what Sarah got the quote, I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
it's,
You might wanna just get a hold of them and ask them if they can, redo their verbiage. And ask them if that is what it entails, or what does the administration project management service entail? So that they can break it down for on paperwork or the quote.
Because usually they'll usually say something like software
Software
or
update.
updates or something.
You could just ask
On
them.
this one, it says license fee and annual subscriptions, contract startup, hardware and third-party software, services, fixed fees due upon completion, time and material due to incurred, third-party services. And then we don't need the travel and living expenses because they won't be coming in, correct? They'll just be doing it online.
yeah, it says remote, so.
Yeah, this here states software.
So it says the overall services line to the implementation includes consulting services, technical services, data conversion services, training services, and in some cases, service installations or installation services.
Does the guy that does the computer maintenance around here have to be here when this is being,
Hayden? No.
no?
Well,
I motion to go with that, I didn't get a second.
is there a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes.
Mr. Barajas,
Yes.
Ms. Gilman,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Trillo.
Yes.
We do have the money for this, right?
Huh?
We do have money to do this, right? Okay,
I wouldn't ask you if we didn't.
well,
I know I wouldn't, I promise you.
I don't want to pull out my credit card here.
I thought
Well,
that-
sir,
Well, we already asked your.
let's
license
just go
fee.
ahead, we approved it, Mr. Romero's gonna go ahead and volunteer to pay it with his credit card.
I said, we already asked your wife and she said yes.
You did? Would you ask for something else for me?
Sure, anything, as long as I don't get in
He wants
trouble.
to go gambling.
What is it?
You want your wallet back? Is that what you want to ask?
No, no, no,
Okay, resolution number 2025R-52, a resolution of the town board of Aguilar updating the fees due for utility deposits for water and gas service. Whereas section 13-4 of Aguilar Municipal Code allows the Board of Trustees to establish rates for service to be established by resolution, and whereas the board desires to update the amounts due for for utility accounts opened after the date of this resolution, and now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby establishes utility deposits as follows. Water account deposit, $75, gas account deposit, $300, adopted and passed by a majority vote of those elected to the town board this 22nd day of May 2025.
Why is the water only 75?
That's
City
just the
funds.
rate. It's been, since I started, I don't know if they were the same when you were here, Sarah. So they have always been
I
that rate.
believe the gas has always been the one that's been the
Mm,
highest, and that's why they have a $300 deposit on the gas, but the water, like, apparently, it's never been, but it should have been actually maybe at some point next year, we'll go back and revisit that, but for now.
I motion we accept resolution number 2025R-5, 2.
Second.
Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes.
Mr. Rojas,
Yes.
Ms. Galvin,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes,
Mr. Trillo.
we're gonna get rid of the city clerk part and put.
I did
Deputy.
on the other side of clerk, but he'll fix it when we send it to him.
Earlier you were talking about Adam. You talked about Attorney Adams or the other Adam?
Hello, sir.
The other one, when that is tied into that individual over there. That's what you're talking about.
So when you said Adam, I was.
Yeah, no. I didn't, I'm sorry, I should have said, not Austin.
I said attorney.
Someone else.
So we have gas meters?
Yes. So basically, I have four gas meters that are broken, need to be replaced. I'm just trying to get somebody out here to do that. But we only have 4 gas meters here in stock, so I was just wanting to get permission to buy 4 more, just so to have on stock in case we get any broken meters. Seems like the gas meters are breaking left and right. So for 5 of them, it would be $1826.90 total, but I mean, 3, 4 of them, whatever you guys think. I just figured 5, that'd probably last a while.
Oh, you're gonna have backup.
Yeah. I just hate it to use the 4 we have and then we have to wait to order one if we need it.
How often are we going through these?
The last 2 years, I mean, I've had probably 10 of them replaced and I've had 4 that have either been broken for some reason, the meter's broken, the face is broken, you can't read it, or they just stopped calculating. And right now, within the last 6 months, I've had 4 of them that need to be replaced. I've been trying to get Walsenburg here, but they're shorthanded as well, so that's my holdup. We have to have Walsenburg do it, and I have the 4 meters to replace the 4 that need to be done. But we're going through them, and I'm guessing they're old, they're just dying, and apparently they were all put in at the same time because they're all dying at the same time.
Yeah.
But we're going through them quite frequently the last couple of years. And I believe it's $365.38 for everything to replace 1 meter, so if we don't want to do 5, whatever, 2 or more, 2 or 3, whatever you guys think, but I just like to have some on hand.
So we want to go back to is it next week we meet with Trinidad, the gas?
It's tomorrow.
Okay, so tomorrow we meet with, we were actually gonna see if we could, maybe order with them or from them, and I don't know if they order in larger quantities, if we get it at a lesser rate. Makes sense. And the same thing, I said, you know, like, oil and stuff, you know, for the shop and that, and I thought, well, if they're buying in bulk, you know, and they can get us a discount price. I mean, we meet with the city manager tomorrow and the head of the gas department, so we can also run this by them to, you know, see if we can get it cheaper. Whatever's gonna save us $1.
That would be great.
So, but anyway, I don't know for sure, but she's still asking for approval to order these meters. And if we can get them cheaper through the city of Trinidad, then we will go that route, but we still need the board's permission to order these.
I make a motion that we purchase these, provided we get, and if we get a better deal to tomorrow,
That's the route she'll go.
that's the route we go.
Okay,
Okay, second.
roll call?
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes.
Mr. Barajas,
Yes.
Ms. Galvin,
Yes,
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Treehouse.
Yes.
Look at that number. Okay, utility rates. That's what we just had in our workshop. So we just need your approval to go 60, 75, and 40.
what can we go with
60,
60, 75, and 40?
Second.
Is it, okay, so 60
75,
in town, right, 60
Yes,
in
60
town.
in town, 75 out, and maintenance 40.
And can we include the overages in the motion?
Oh, yes, ma'am, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, and the overages of 5 for up to 3,000,
50,000.
50,000, I'm sorry, 50,000. And anything over 50,000 is 10, so.
No, to me, 50,000 is a lot of water.
50 or 5.
50,000.
Shouldn't it?
It goes from 3,000 up to 50,000, or 3,001.
Yeah.
Up to 50,000. There's a lot of damn water.
Well, you have to, I mean, it looks a little bit better than saying, well, we're just raising it. In all honesty.
Roll call?
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes.
Mr. Barajas,
Yes.
Ms. Galvin,
Yes,
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Treehouse.
Yes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have under new items, ordinances. I spoke to the attorney, Adam, and we need to revise all these ordinances. There are some ordinances that need to be removed. There's, there's some that need to, well, deleted, some changed, in order for them to be up to date. It would take 4 to 5 months and we would have new ordinance. So like we would work on them, you know, and Adam is willing, he said it'd take us 4 to 5 months. And it's going to cost, this is the big one, it's going to cost the town $7,000 to $10,000 to get these done. But we have to get them done.
And that's what Adam is charging to get them all.
All the ordinances will be done and they'll be just like the ones that I just read, and it's gonna have the codes, everything on there. There's some that, like he said, that, we have to do, as we go, we will repeal the ones that we have and then put in the new ordinances that he's written up for us. And so I figured if we start, next month, if that's feasible, then hopefully by the new year, we should have them all completed. And then we can start the new year with the ordinances that are all, then the sheriff or marshal, whoever we have in place, and then we can have municipal court. We will be a court of record, which we are not now, but at the time we will be court of record.
What do we have to do to get to that point?
We have to get our ordinances in order
That's it?
to bring back the municipal court.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
No, he said he would do it. He told us that to begin with, that he would do we would do night court. No, he would do the,
Prosecutor.
yeah. If we had it to represent the town. Because these are state mandated. They've changed the law. So what Aguilar has right now, that's why we haven't bothered, with the court or whatever, because right now he's gonna check to see on some of them that we have to cite them into county court temporarily, till we get this all fixed. But we have to get it fixed. So he asked me to present it to the board, and if the board approves, then, that's what he needs to start moving forward and start working on our ordinances.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna review the ordinances that we have now
He's going to,
and then send them to him and tell him. this
no,
is the
he will
changes we want.
review them,
Also, he's.
and then he will send them to us to read like we just did. And he'll work on them like he just did on the, building codes in them. And then it comes back to the board to review and discuss, and if you want changes or there needs to be deletions or additions, then we can do those as a board and then send them to him, and then he'll put it in order for us.
That's great.
I still think that we should review the ordinances first and then send them to him with the revisions.
But we don't
And they have
know.
him put them out and then send it back to us so that we can, okay. Because he's gonna do it, we're gonna review them, then we're gonna have to send it back to him so they can redo them. And then he'll send them back to us so we can.
But if we approve what he did, then we don't have to, and he's gonna go by, the codes, and which the town doesn't have that now, and that because you've
Yeah, I
looked at
know.
the ordinances, and I have one here that I'm gonna present to the board here in a minute, and I have ordinance 258, then we go to, 280 was scratched out, and we're gonna go to 281. And it's all the same thing.
Okay.
Well, no, but wouldn't it be the same ordinance?
No.
So they went from here to here to here.
Ordinances in between. The ordinance go, whatever ordinance you do, you number them in order. But just because those two are the same thing doesn't mean they're gonna be the same number or right next to each other in number.
Is that
Because
why
you
we
could
have
have-
so many that don't even count?
Well, that's why we have 281 now, or 288 that we just did, because that was the next number in line for ordinance.
But then what about the ones that there's no numbers, then there's no repeal on them? That's another thing now so as soon as we get what the board wants to do with the ordinances.
You mean what we want to do with the ordinance.
Yeah, do you want him to do them?
Or do you want to have workshops to go over them every?
You're gonna have workshops twice a week, I'll tell you, because these need to be revised in order for us to, be up to date.
I think it would be better if he could just do it and then send it to us and we can go over it. And then, just like this, and then.
And then approve what
and
he
then
has.
approve, yes, just like the Steve.
Because there may be things that's in it
Legally.
that we don't really understand,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if he's a lawyer and he understands and he knows what
Right.
or the verbiage should be. I would,
Now, why do we have to have ordinances like that if we don't understand what they say?
Well, he'll put it in, what did you call it?
Layman's
Layman's
terms.
Layman's
So
terms.
that, it can be, we
understand.
understand, and
So Bruce can understand it.
Well, make
We
sure it's at your
cannot- okay,
fifth grade
so
level, boss.
here's,
That's all right, as long as you're down in fourth grade, I'm okay.
the board was presented several times, because I remember seeing it on the agenda for Muni Code, right? And they kept asking the board for Muni Code. Well, Sarah looked into it, went back late in the year, and we don't have ordinances. They'll take all the ordinances, put them in order, and then they make your book for you. We can't do that because we don't have, you know how bad they are.
Yep.
And I'm saying, so we don't have that.
again, I would say let Adam do it and then we can look it over. As long as he puts them in layman's terms.
And I think what we could do is we just submit I think he has all our emails that he can just email us.
Yeah.
And, when he's done with one, the board reviews it, we can have a workshop, whatever, or,
On those new laptops we're getting, right?
no, I am gonna ask the board for those. I'm serious. I don't ask him. My little thing, I have to call him and say, could you do this for me? Cause I can't on that little iPad.
And then you won't have to
But
carry
we're
this
waiting.
around, up.
We're waiting. She applied for grants or a grant.
Yeah.
So we're waiting to see. Hopefully, if we get that grant, we can, replace these and get some updated, but also, maybe there'll be money in there to get.
Whatever happened to that printer we were gonna look into? Or to replace that guy? You ever decided to do that or not?
No, we decided to keep it and just,
Until the contract ends?
Yeah, that is what we decided, right, to keep it until the contract ended, because we still had time on it.
Yeah, I think we had two more, or another year. It was a 3-year contract. I think we're maybe
We'll be doing
halfway through.
6 million there.
so again, for the third time, I motion, we let Adam do the,
Ordinance book.
the ordinance, yes, and then we can.
Second.
Roll call.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes.
Mr. Rojas,
Yes.
Ms. Galvin,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Truhill.
Yes.
Okay, seasonal worker. We need to get somebody in here. So permission to put an ad for a seasonal worker.
Yeah, I would say. And the seasonal worker, is it gonna have to be somebody who's very, skilled, or can it be somebody like, the teenagers from high school?
I say somebody young and he could be like an apprentice maybe.
Out of high school,
Yeah.
Or in high school.
Or,
Yeah.
yeah,
whatever's they have to have a license for sure.
Yeah.
That I know they have to have, but I'm just saying this, with the board's approval for, the one worker to be off next month, I don't have anybody, or I should say, they don't have anybody to cover. And so, you know, even on the weekends, there's times that he's had to work the weekends, and I just think that if we have somebody that is reliable and can do the job, I think that we need to go that route, because we also need, with all the, thank you, Lord, the good rain we've had, but the weeds are, you know, getting, somebody called the other day wanting their alley done. So,
So where does Mr. Coker come in with all of this when he's gone?
he only does the weekends because, and then he'll come and do meter reads, right?
Yeah, he's coming part of the week to do meter reads, and he comes to do his monthly, the Pueblo sample. And then he was rotating with Rich on Shores, but for like 3 weeks, Rich had to do it, so
That's what I'm saying. So, you know, if we have to, you know, go the other route, we're gonna do that. I don't believe that we should let anybody hold us hostage to that point. You know, if we can take on a seasonal worker, then let's,
Well, not only that, if Rich gets hurt, we're in a world of hurt because nobody's gonna
don't
know
say
how to
that
do
word,
anything.
don't put it in the universe. No, you're right, and I'm just saying that I don't believe that the girl should next month take that time out to go do the chores and stuff, because
That puts them behind in here.
it does,
When is it going?
Next month, you guys approved it,
No, I know, but what days, do you remember?
July,
What's in July, and you guys are going
in June, so,
next week?
yeah.
He's gonna be gone the
I'm leaving
13th through
Friday.
the 21st.
you're leaving Friday, or Friday's your last day?
Tomorrow's my last day.
Oh, okay,
I'm leaving Friday,
okay.
and I'll be back in a week.
If we're not here,
Maybe I'll be back. in a week.
no, I said, if we're not here,
Well, maybe Rich can fill in for Sarah.
Oh, no,
Then he can see what
I
it's
don't think
like.
Stephanie wants that.
no, it was not allowed.
Well, and then now that vacation is up, just so that you're aware, I asked for the following week off. I think it's the 16th through the 20th, not realizing that I had Kira coming on the 18th to help me get all the water tests done. And then she'll be at the town hall meeting. So I did ask Mayor Insignias for permission to come to work on the 18th during my vacation week, but I'd rather come and get the water testing done and be at this town hall meeting. So as long as you are good with it, I'm okay. I'm not going anywhere. I was gonna be home painting anyway, so.
and the thing is with that is Kara's coming, she's willing to show her how to do those water samples and everything that need to get done. And she's willing to take the samples for us back to Denver.
I make a motion that we put an application out there to hire a seasonal
And-
employee.
No worker.
Is this gonna be full-time seasonal, part-time seasonal?
I would say full-time.
I would say full-time also, and then, before we go any further, what is going to be the rate of pay?
Minimum wage starting. If he's gonna be a high school kid, you know, I
Don't
think,
discriminate, let's set a rate.
well, I'm just saying
I know
minimum
what you're
wage,
saying.
and then until probation, then maybe they get a raise.
So what, 16, 17?
It's 14,
I was gonna say minimum is 14.
1446, I think, off the top of my head. Or maybe 14, I'm sorry, it's been a long week already, 1481, I think, it's 14 something.
But what, just make it 15.
And maybe based on,
I think you should
Experience
go
or,
with
you know,
that.
it depends on the individual. Maybe.
Right,
Well, yeah, put that on the application, depending on.
to be
experience.
determined,
Yeah,
Yeah.
to be determined.
And pay to be determined.
yeah. Okay.
I quit, I'm gonna ask for a job here because I'm gonna have to pay my water rates.
I told Stephanie yesterday, I'm going back to work. Okay, can I get,
So you get a motion and a
No, we have
second.
our meeting date.
No, did somebody second?
Yeah, who motion? You did.
Did somebody motion, you
Yeah.
motion,
He did, yeah, yeah,
Bruce, and then I need a second,
Me,
okay.
me,
me,
me in a second.
Mayor Pro Tem,
yes.
Mr. Rojas,
Yes.
Ms. Galvin,
Yes,
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Trejo.
Yes,
Okay, meeting dates, can we move our board meeting back to Tuesdays?
I never knew they were on Tuesday.
Yeah, they used to be on Tuesdays, and then they moved them to Thursdays because to accommodate a board member, and then it turned out after they did this whole thing, and then the board member was able to attend on Tuesdays, but they still took it to Thursdays.
So it'll be what, fourth Tuesday of each month? I don't see why.
But we'd have to repeal this, right, in order to redo the ordinance to go back to Tuesdays. I just think that Tuesdays is the better day than Thursday.
Okay.
The motion to have to change,
I make a motion, we move the meeting date back to Tuesday.
thank
One
you.
second.
Second.
Roll call,
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes.
Mr. Rojas,
Yes.
Ms. Galvin,
Yes,
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Trejo.
yes.
and with that, ladies and gentlemen, if you, oh,
Could I ask?
oh, God. Is
No,
it,
no, this is very simple.
there's
You
nothing,
got a contract for Ken Torres?
I do.
I knew you did. I talked to him.
Hello?
The only reason being,
Oops.
that little lady will be here harping again.
That's okay.
Be the first words out of her mouth.
You study it that way.
That's
you know
okay,
what comes
we
on
have
the
it.
bill.
The only thing that in here is under scope of services, we have one paragraph that was, we put a line through it because it says that, Diamond T Enterprise would be doing building inspection, but the board hired Ken Torres as building inspector, not Diamond T.
Exactly.
So that was the only change in this, but it's all here. Legal, Eagle,
Very good. I knew you had it.
So when are we moving when are we gonna start our meeting on Tuesday?
I will have, just to redo that, right? We can send it to him tomorrow. And then ask him to move it, to refill it, and it's probably gonna be August,
August?
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, if
No.
we have it
A
back,
resolution instead of. an ordinance.
yeah, we can do a resolution, and if we have it back, we could, have it,
In July?
if we can have it by our regular board meeting, and, it'll still be Thursday, and then, we can start in July. Sound good?
That's it.
Can I bring something up? It's not on the agenda. It's something that I read at the post office. There's a bid announcement over there for the community center. Covers a whole bunch of stuff. And I thought Gerald had his friend come over and look at it. He said it's the condensation pan that's overflowing. And it's not even mentioned in that.
And I actually, yesterday or the day before, when I put all the bids up for the lights and everything, I took the community center roof one down because I thought we had.
Right, because we had already resolved that one. And also, we're not replacing the lights like everybody thinks we are. All we're doing is the guts.
The balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's only because, like I said, they're running 24/7. They're yellow, they're white, they're
Yeah.
orange.
Yeah.
And with that, if nobody has anything else, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Could Rich change those bulbs out? Or does it have to be
He has a
something
lock and it's electrical.
No.
I have a question. How are we coming on Mauricio well?
We're waiting on Andrea. But we do have the money, we have the contract. The only thing is we're waiting on them. But even if we get it repaired, the state is not allowing us, to use it yet.
I'm sorry, if we, the odds for like.
Well, as long as we have it
We
ready,
will have it ready.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we-
for the
I think we gotta
regular
file charges
meeting,
against
we're
the
not having a meeting next week, are we?
Well, you know what? No.
So
I-
I would.
Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn?
The next
Motion to
regular
adjourn.
meeting.
Second.
Second,
Third, fourth,
Meeting,
fifth.
oh wait, roll call? I was hurrying up.
Mayor Pro Tem,
And I'll put it on the workforce center as well, so that way it gets out
Yes.
there.
Mr. Barajas,
We're done.
Yes.
Meeting
Ms.
adjourned.
Gilman,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Daryl.
Mr. Trio.
Yes.